Have you ever wondered why your legs just aren't what they used to be after 60? Maybe you assumed it's just aging, inevitable and unavoidable. But what if I told you that two common vitamins, often praised for their health benefits, can actually sabotage your leg strength and mobility as you get older? Stick around because this isn't your usual vitamin lecture. Let's dive in with a question. Are the supplements you take actually weakening your legs? And are everyday foods putting your independence at risk? Most people over 60 are told to load up on vitamins for stronger legs and bones. But here's the twist. Too much of the wrong ones can backfire, leaving you with muscle weakness, joint pain, and a higher risk of falls and frailty. You're not just getting older, you might be making things worse with your daily routine. So what are the two worst vitamins to watch out for? The answers might surprise you. First, vitamin A. When you hear the words vitamin A, what comes to mind? Maybe you think of carrots for better eyesight, or your grandmother's advice to eat your greens so you won't need glasses. Vitamin A has built a reputation as a hero vitamin, and in many ways it deserves it. It's essential for vision, immune function, reproduction, and skin health. It's in countless superfood lists and often added to fortified foods to make them sound more nutritious. But here's the twist. After age 60, your relationship with vitamin A changes. What used to be a helpful nutrient can quietly turn into a slow-moving threat to your strength and mobility, particularly the strength in your legs, and most people never see it coming. So why do vitamin A backfire after 60? Vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means your body doesn't just flush out the extra like it does with water-soluble vitamins such as vitamin C. Instead, the excess is stored in your liver and, to a lesser extent, in fat tissue. This is fine when your body's metabolism and detox processes are humming along in your younger years. After the age of 60, your body processes vitamins differently, and certain changes make you more vulnerable to excess accumulation, especially with fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A. One key factor is reduced liver efficiency. The liver is the main storage and processing hub for vitamin A, but as we age, its metabolic rate slows down. This means the vitamin stays in storage longer and excess amounts build up more quickly. Kidney function also tends to decline over time. Since the kidneys help maintain the right balance of vitamins and minerals in the bloodstream, even a moderate drop in their filtering ability can make it harder for your body to prevent or correct imbalances. On top of that, body composition shifts naturally with age. Many people carry a higher percentage of body fat and have less lean muscle mass compared to their younger years. Because vitamin A is fat-soluble, it gets stored in fat tissue. And these altered storage patterns can make it harder for the body to mobilize and use the vitamin when needed. Together, these age-related changes mean that the same amount of vitamin A that once posed no problem could, over time, lead to harmful levels if intake isn't carefully monitored. High doses, whether from supplements, fortified foods, or a diet unusually rich in vitamin A, accumulate over months and years. The result? Chronic vitamin A toxicity, which can show up in ways you might never connect to your diet. Next, if you've ever found yourself struggling to climb stairs, standing up from a chair, or keeping steady while walking, and chalked it up to just getting older, it might be worth looking at your vitamin A intake. Here are some of the symptoms linked to long-term excess vitamin A: muscle pain and weakness, especially in the legs and hips; fatigue or heavy legs as if they weigh more than they should; balance issues and feeling unsteady on your feet; joint stiffness that makes movement harder, even without arthritis; nerve irritation causing burning, tingling, or numbness in the lower limbs. These issues aren't just annoying, they can raise your risk of falls, fractures, and loss of independence. One of the most overlooked dangers of too much vitamin A is its effect on inflammation and nerve health. Chronic excess can increase pro-inflammatory compounds in the body, aggravate existing joint conditions like arthritis, damage or irritate peripheral nerves, worsening sensations like tingling or burning in the legs. That stiffness or soreness you feel after eating what you thought was a healthy snack. If it's a fortified cereal or a large serving of liver pâté, It could be vitamin A overload at work. Most people think they only get vitamin A from carrots or orange vegetables. Not true. In fact, some of the richest and most problematic sources are in everyday foods, often without you realizing it. Some foods and supplements can push your vitamin A levels well beyond what your body needs, increasing the risk of buildup and potential side effects. Fortified breakfast cereals are a common source. Many contain 50 to 100% of the daily recommended amount in just one serving, and that's before you add milk, which may itself be enriched with vitamin A. Dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese can all be fortified, making it easy to unknowingly consume more than intended. Organ meats, particularly liver, are among the most concentrated natural sources. Just a small 3-ounce serving of beef liver can deliver more than 9 times the daily recommended intake. Multivitamins can also be a culprit, especially those containing preformed vitamin A, retinol, rather than beta-carotene, which the body regulates more safely. Even popular supplements like cod liver oil, valued for their omega-3 fatty acids, are extremely high in vitamin A, requiring careful monitoring. Here's a tip. Always check the label. If you see words like retinol, retinol acetate, or retinol palmitate, you're looking at preformed vitamin A, the type most likely to cause toxicity when consumed in excess. Now you might have heard that vitamin A from plants is safe, and in general that's true. Plant-based sources contain beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A as needed, so it's far less likely to cause toxicity. The trouble usually comes from preformed vitamin A, found in animal products and fortified foods, where your body gets the vitamin directly with no conversion step to regulate intake. For example, sweet potatoes, carrots, and spinach are excellent sources of beta-carotene, a form of vitamin A that the body converts as needed, making it generally safer for most people. In contrast, foods like liver, fish oils, fortified dairy products, and certain supplements contain preformed vitamin A, which is more readily stored in the body and can accumulate quickly, increasing the risk of toxicity over time. Imagine a 65-year-old eats a bowl of fortified cereal with milk for breakfast, takes a multivitamin, enjoys a tuna sandwich for lunch, and cooks liver once a week because she's heard it's healthy. None of these choices seem harmful individually, but together she's often consuming 2 to 3 times the recommended daily amount of vitamin A. Over the years, she notices her legs feel heavier. She tires faster when climbing stairs, and she's had 2 near falls in the past month. Anita blames aging, but the real culprit could be in her pantry. So how much is too much? For older adults, the upper safe limit for vitamin A is about 3,000 micrograms, mcg, of preformed vitamin A per day. This doesn't include beta-carotene from fruits and vegetables, which is generally safe. Here's the problem. It's easy to overshoot that limit without realizing it. A single serving of liver can have over 9,000 micrograms. Some multivitamins provide 1,500 to 3,000 micrograms on their own. Add fortified milk, cereal, and other foods, and you're well into excess territory. So what you can do right now, if you're over 60 and want to protect your legs from unnecessary weakness, audit your diet. For 1 week, write down everything you eat and check vitamin A content, especially preformed sources. Check your supplements. If your multivitamin lists retinol or retinol, note the amount. Balance your sources. Favor beta-carotene-rich vegetables over preformed animal sources. Get tested. A blood test for serum retinol can reveal if your levels are too high. Talk to your doctor. Never stop a prescribed supplement without medical advice, but do bring your concerns to your next visit. Ever found yourself feeling weaker despite eating a superfoods? It might not be your exercise routine. It could be your vitamins. And vitamin A isn't the only one with a double edge. Second, vitamin D. For decades, vitamin D has been celebrated as the bone-strengthening, immune-boosting sunshine vitamin. Doctors recommend it, supplement companies market it aggressively, and friends swap stories about how it changed their life, Especially after age 60, you've probably heard this advice over and over. You should take vitamin D. It's essential for your bones and muscles. And yes, vitamin D is important in the right amount. But here's the part most people don't hear. Too much vitamin D can quietly cause real harm, particularly to your legs and mobility. It's one of those nutrients where more does not mean better. Vitamin D's main job is to help your body absorb calcium from your diet. That's exactly why it's prescribed so often to prevent bone thinning, osteoporosis, and fractures. But when you get more vitamin D than your body actually needs, you also end up absorbing more calcium than your system can handle. This extra calcium doesn't politely leave through your urine. Instead, it can deposit itself where it doesn't belong, in your muscles, blood vessels, and other soft tissues, a process called calcification. Calcification is a bit like getting mineral scale inside a water pipe. Over time, it clogs and stiffens things that should be flexible. When your muscles are involved, especially the ones that keep you standing, walking, and balanced, they lose their elasticity, strength, and responsiveness. The symptoms can be sneaky at first. Joint pain, especially in knees, hips, or ankles, even if you don't have arthritis. Muscle cramps and spasms, often in the calves or thighs. Stiffness, making it harder to bend, squat, or walk smoothly. Heaviness in the legs, and as if every step takes more effort than it should. Slow recovery from exercise or activity, where soreness lingers longer than usual. Over months and years, excess vitamin D and the calcification it encourages can lead to faster muscle loss, sarcopenia, reduced flexibility in key leg muscles, increased fracture risk due to both weaker muscles and stiffer bones, balance problems that make falls more likely. The irony is that you might start taking vitamin D to protect your legs and bones and end up damaging both. If you've ever noticed that your joint or muscle pain actually got worse after starting a supplement, it's worth considering whether your dose is simply too high. After age 60, a few changes make you more vulnerable to vitamin D overload. Slower kidney function. Kidneys help regulate calcium levels. When they're less efficient, calcium is more likely to linger in your bloodstream and deposit in tissues. Reduced muscle mass. Less muscle means there's less space for excess calcium to go without causing problems. More supplement use. Older adults are more likely to take multiple fortified foods and supplements without realizing the amounts are stacking up. Most people think they only get vitamin D from the sun or a pill. In reality, it's also in everyday foods, sometimes added in amounts higher than you expect. Fortified milk and plant-based milks, often fortified to 25% of the daily recommended amount per cup. Fortified breakfast cereals, many add 10 to 20% per serving. Oily fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, naturally high in vitamin D. Egg yolks, modest source, but can add up. High-dose supplements, tablets, capsules, gummies, and even bone health blends. The problem isn't a single source, it's the combination. For example, if you eat fortified cereal with fortified milk in the morning, have salmon for lunch, take a multivitamin, and then a separate vitamin D pill later in the day, you could easily surpass safe limits without realizing it. By now, you've seen how two innocent-looking vitamins, A and D, can, in excess, undermine your legs instead of protecting them. But they're not the whole story. Your diet as a whole plays a major role in how strong, stable, and pain-free your legs remain after 60. It's not just about nutrients, it's about inflammation, circulation, muscle function, and how your body processes certain compounds differently as you age. In other words, even if you've nailed your supplement routine, the foods you eat every day can quietly undo your hard work. And here's the tricky part. Some of these foods are marketed as healthy. They're colorful, natural, and often come with a good-for-you label. Yet, for older adults, they can spell trouble. Let's take a closer look at the main offenders and why they matter more than ever after 60. Pineapple, the sweet and sour trap. Pineapple is tropical, refreshing, and rich in vitamin C and bromelain, an enzyme often praised for its anti-inflammatory effects. But here's the part you don't see on the fruit stand poster. Pineapples are also high in sugar and contain strong acidic compounds. Why that's a problem after 60 sugar spikes inflammation, especially in older adults whose cells become more sensitive to glucose fluctuations. Acids can irritate blood vessel linings, especially in the tiny capillaries that feed your leg muscles. This can lead to swelling, reduced nutrient delivery, and slower muscle repair. Joint aggravation. The combination of acidity and sugar can worsen arthritis symptoms, especially in the knees and hips. If you already deal with arthritis or circulation issues, eating large amounts of pineapple or drinking it as juice can cause temporary flare-ups in swelling and discomfort. Imagine having pineapple as part of a fruit salad for breakfast, then wondering why your knees ache more than usual in the afternoon. It's not always coincidence. Enjoy pineapple in small amounts, ideally paired with a meal containing protein or healthy fats to blunt the sugar impact. Bananas. Energy now, swelling later. Bananas are the ultimate grab-and-go snack. They're potassium-rich, portable, and easy to digest, and for most people. But in seniors, bananas can sometimes cause problems you wouldn't expect. The issue: bananas can promote water retention in certain individuals, especially if kidney function is slightly reduced, a common change with age. Extra fluid often collects in the ankles and feet, making movement painful and balance tricky. The quick sugar release gives an energy spike, but can be followed by a crash, leaving your legs feeling heavier. Grapes. Nature's candy with a catch. Grapes are bite-sized, hydrating, and full of antioxidants, but also very high in fructose. For many seniors, especially those with prediabetes or diabetes, excess fructose can fuel inflammation, raising levels of inflammatory markers that worsen muscle aches. Promote fat accumulation in the liver, which can indirectly affect energy metabolism and endurance. Lead to blood sugar fluctuations that sap leg strength and stamina over time. You snack on a bowl of grapes while watching TV in the evening. The next morning, your legs feel sluggish and your knees ache more than usual. Not an injury, just dietary inflammation at work. You can limit grapes to small handfuls and combine them with nuts or cheese to slow the sugar absorption. Oranges. Morning ritual, hidden trigger. That glass of fresh orange juice you've had for years? For some people over 60, it's more of a wake-up call for inflammation than a health booster. Why oranges have high citric acid content, which can aggravate joint inflammation, especially in people prone to arthritis or gout. The juice version removes fiber, delivering a fast sugar hit that stresses blood vessels and muscle recovery. Green apples. Tart trouble. Green apples, like Granny Smith, are praised for being lower in sugar than other apples, but they have a high concentration of malic acid, which can be hard on aging digestive systems. Why it matters for legs. Malic acid plus sugars can trigger inflammation in some joints. Sensitive individuals may experience flare-ups in the knees, hips, or feet after frequent consumption. Refined carbohydrates, the energy robbers. White bread, white rice, crackers, pastries, sugary snacks. They're quick to digest, and that's exactly the problem. What happens? They cause rapid blood sugar spikes followed by crashes, leaving you feeling drained. This repeated pattern leads to lower endurance, slower walking speed, and greater fall risk over time. Chronic high blood sugar also damages circulation, meaning your leg muscles get fewer nutrients. A lunch of white bread sandwiches gives a quick burst of energy, but by 3 p.m., your legs feel heavy and sluggish, the hallmark of a post-carb crash. Solution: swap refined carbs for whole grains like oats, quinoa, or whole wheat bread to keep energy steady. Too many animal products, protein with a price. Lean meats, fish, and dairy can be part of a balanced diet. Protein is crucial for muscle repair, but too much animal protein, especially from fatty cuts and heavy dairy, can slow digestion, diverting blood away from your muscles and toward your gut, increase acid load in the body, aggravating inflammation, lead to feelings of fatigue and heaviness, particularly after large meals. Better approach: keep portions moderate, balance with plant proteins, and avoid heavy meat-based dinners if you notice evening leg fatigue. After 60, this is where many people get caught off guard. They continue eating the same types and amounts of food they enjoyed for decades, not realizing their body's internal machinery has changed significantly. Here's what's different: slower digestion and absorption. The muscles of your digestive tract, just like the ones in your legs, can lose tone over time. Food moves more slowly through your system, which can lead to discomfort, bloating, or nutrient absorption issues. Reduced metabolic rate. Even if you stay active, your overall calorie needs decrease as muscle mass naturally declines. Eating the same amount of food without adjusting for this can lead to gradual weight gain, which adds extra stress to your legs and joints. Changes in liver and kidney function. These organs are responsible for processing excess vitamins, minerals, and other compounds in your food. As they become less efficient with age, substances that were once harmless can start to build up, contributing to fatigue, stiffness, or other unwanted symptoms. Increased sensitivity to certain nutrients. Your body may become less tolerant of high levels of sugar, acid, sodium, or even protein. What once gave you energy may now leave you feeling drained, swollen, or achy. Faster muscle loss, sarcopenia. This is the natural, gradual reduction in muscle mass that happens with aging. Without intentional strength training and careful attention to protein quality, the muscles that support walking, standing, and balance weaken faster. The muscles in your legs are constantly working even when you're sitting. They help stabilize your posture and maintain blood flow back toward the heart. When your diet doesn't supply the right building blocks, or when it floods your body with compounds that strain the system, your legs are often the first place you notice problems. Poor nutrient balance can mean your muscles don't repair as well after activity. Excess sugar or refined carbohydrates can lead to rapid energy depletion and increased fatigue. Foods that promote fluid retention can make legs feel heavy, while those that raise inflammation can lead to persistent soreness or a slower recovery rate. Over time, these small effects stack up. Instead of bouncing back from a walk or exercise session, you might feel lingering stiffness or fatigue that lasts for days. Instead of climbing stairs with ease, you may start needing to pause midway. These changes are not just about aging, they're about how your body responds to what you feed it. The good news is that understanding these dynamics gives you a powerful tool for protecting your legs. By focusing on nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory foods and moderating your intake of those that cause strain, you can improve muscle function, circulation, and recovery speed. This doesn't mean rigid dieting. It means making mindful adjustments to match the needs of your current body, not the body you had decades ago. When combined with appropriate supplementation based on actual blood work rather than guesswork, these changes can help you avoid the trap of doing the right thing, but still feeling weaker. Many people over 60 find that reducing the load on their liver and kidneys, avoiding nutrient overload, and emphasizing gentle, steady nourishment results in more energy, less soreness, and better leg stability. By treating your diet as part of your leg strength strategy rather than a separate concern, you give yourself the "worried now, don't be, you're not powerless." Leg weakness after 60 is not an unavoidable sentence. It's often the result of choices you can still influence starting today. The key is to combine smart supplementation, strategic eating, movement, and hydration into a daily routine that respects your body's changing needs. Let's break it down into clear, actionable steps. 1. Check your supplements and fortified foods. The first place to start is in your kitchen cabinets and your fridge. Most people over 60 have at least one supplement bottle in their home, and many have several. Vitamins A and D may be hiding in multiple products, including multivitamins, single nutrient capsules, fish oil blends, and even protein powders. Let's turn this into action. Read every label. Don't just check the front. Turn the bottle around and look at the supplement facts panel. See how much vitamin A and D you're actually getting per serving. Identify duplicates. If you take a multivitamin, a calcium plus D3 supplement, and fortified breakfast cereal, you may be getting far more than your body needs, sometimes double or triple the recommended daily allowance. Avoid mega doses unless prescribed. For most people over 60, taking huge amounts of fat-soluble vitamins is unnecessary and risky. These vitamins store in your body's tissues and can build up over time. Talk to your doctor about testing. A simple blood test can reveal your current vitamin D and A status. This prevents the guess and hope approach and ensures you only supplement if you truly need it. Adjust your plan. If your levels are normal, you can cut back without fear of missing out on benefits. This alone can reduce your risk of muscle stiffness, leg heaviness, and slow recovery. 2. Balance your diet for muscle support. Strong legs require strong muscles, and strong muscles require the right fuel. After 60, your ability to process and utilize protein, carbohydrates, fats, and micronutrients changes. You need a balance that promotes muscle repair, reduces inflammation, and stabilizes energy levels throughout the day. The action plan? Strong legs after 60, start with what's on your plate. Begin by adding leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. These are rich in magnesium and vitamin K, two nutrients that work together to keep muscles contracting properly and bones strong. Next, choose lean proteins such as skinless poultry, fish, legumes, and tofu. These deliver essential amino acids for muscle repair without burdening your body with excessive saturated fat. Dairy in moderation is valuable. Think yogurt, kefir, and cheese for protein and calcium. Just avoid excess to reduce the risk of unwanted calcium buildup in muscles and joints. Balance this with colorful vegetables like red peppers, carrots, and beets. Their antioxidants help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, which can otherwise sap your strength and mobility. Fuel your day with whole grains, oats, quinoa, barley, and brown rice, so your blood sugar stays stable and your muscles get a steady supply of energy. Finally, don't forget healthy fats from olive oil, avocados, nuts, and seeds. These support joint lubrication, brain health, and heart function, all crucial for staying steady and active. A diet built on these principles nourishes your muscles, supports balance, and keeps you moving with confidence. Why this matters? A well-balanced diet ensures that your muscles receive the amino acids for repair, the minerals for contraction, and the anti-inflammatory compounds that prevent soreness and stiffness from becoming chronic problems. 3. Avoid offending foods, especially if you notice leg symptoms. Some foods are fine for younger bodies, but can trigger trouble after 60. If you notice swelling, cramping, stiffness, or unusual heaviness in your legs after eating certain things, your body is giving you a signal worth listening to. Even healthy eating can backfire if certain foods trigger swelling, inflammation, or fatigue. If you've noticed discomfort in your legs, it may be time to scale back on a few common culprits. Start by reducing high-sugar fruits like grapes, pineapple, or very ripe bananas, especially if you notice swelling. While fruit offers vitamins and fiber, excess fructose in sensitive individuals can contribute to fluid retention and joint discomfort. Next, cut down on refined carbs and processed snacks such as white bread, pastries, chips, and cookies. These cause rapid spikes in blood sugar followed by crashes, sapping muscle energy and promoting inflammation that can slow recovery after activity. Be mindful of acidic foods including citrus and tomato-based products. For some people prone to inflammation, these can aggravate joint sensitivity. If discomfort follows, swap them for lower acid fruits like berries, melons, or pears to get the benefits without the irritation. Lastly, limit large portions of animal protein at night. Heavy late meals slow digestion, interfere with restful sleep, and can leave you feeling sluggish the next day, making your legs less ready for activity. Small dietary adjustments can make a big difference in keeping your legs strong, flexible, and pain-free. Why this matters? Removing or reducing offending foods can reduce swelling, ease muscle soreness, and improve the way your legs feel during daily activities. 4. Stay active. Movement beats magic pills. No supplement on earth can match the benefits of consistent movement. Leg strength is a use it or lose it system. Without regular muscle engagement, your body starts to break down muscle tissue for other purposes, a process that accelerates with age. Here's how to put it into practice. Strong legs aren't built by supplements. They're maintained through consistent movement. A balanced routine can protect muscle mass, improve circulation, and keep joints flexible well into your later years. Walk daily for at least 20 to 30 minutes on most days. Choose a pace that slightly elevates your heart rate, but still allows you to talk. Walking supports cardiovascular health, strengthens leg muscles, and improves endurance without requiring special equipment. Include low-impact exercises such as swimming, cycling, or elliptical training. These activities build muscle strength while minimizing stress on knees, hips, and ankles. Perfect if you have arthritis or past joint injuries. Dedicate time to strength training twice a week. Bodyweight moves like squats, wall sits, and calf raises work large leg muscles and improve stability. Over time, add light weights or resistance bands to challenge your muscles further. Don't skip balance exercises. Standing on one leg, practicing heel-to-toe walking, or holding yoga poses like tree pose improves coordination and helps prevent falls. A critical factor in maintaining independence as you age. By mixing walking, low-impact cardio, strength work, and balance training, you'll keep your legs strong, agile, and ready for whatever your day brings. Why this matters? Muscles respond to the demands you place on them. The more consistently you use them, the stronger and more responsive they remain. 5. Hydrate like it's your job. Many older adults unknowingly walk around mildly dehydrated and often confuse the symptoms with simple muscle fatigue or just getting older. But the truth is, when your body lacks enough water, your blood becomes slightly thicker, making circulation less efficient. This means your muscles, including those in your legs, receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients, leading to feelings of heaviness, sluggishness, and even discomfort. Water is essential for muscle contraction, joint lubrication, and waste removal. Even a small drop in hydration levels can cause your legs to tire faster, cramp more easily, and recover more slowly after activity. Over time, chronic mild dehydration can also contribute to balance issues and reduced mobility. A practical way to monitor your hydration is by watching the color of your urine. Light yellow or clear for most of the day is a good sign you're well hydrated. Instead of drinking large amounts of water at once, aim to sip steadily throughout the day. This approach not only keeps you consistently hydrated, but also helps prevent flushing out essential minerals too quickly. Your water needs can change depending on conditions, so increase your intake on hot days, during exercise, or when spending time in dry indoor environments. Be mindful of beverages like coffee, tea, and alcohol, as they can increase fluid loss. When you consume these, balance them with extra water to maintain proper hydration. By staying consistent and adjusting for your environment and lifestyle, you can keep your muscles, joints, and circulation functioning at their best. When you maintain proper hydration, your leg muscles receive better blood flow, more oxygen, and optimal nutrient delivery. This translates into greater endurance, less cramping, and quicker recovery after exertion. Plus, well-hydrated joints move more smoothly, reducing stiffness and discomfort. Hydration isn't just about avoiding thirst, it's one of the simplest, most effective ways to keep your legs strong, responsive, and ready for the activities you love. 6. Get professional advice. Personalized is powerful. Every person's needs are different, especially after 60. Medications, chronic conditions, past injuries, and lifestyle factors can all change how your body handles nutrients and activity. Here is an action plan. Start with your physician. Bring a complete written list of every supplement you take, along with fortified foods you eat regularly. Many people forget to include things like breakfast cereals, energy bars, or protein shakes, but these can significantly add to your vitamin intake. Ask for targeted blood work. Simple tests can reveal whether your vitamin A and D levels are too high, too low, or right where they should be. This prevents the risk of long-term damage from excess and ensures you aren't missing essential nutrients. Work with a registered dietitian. They can design a balanced, enjoyable meal plan that supports your strength goals while fitting your lifestyle, food preferences, and any medical conditions. Review your plan regularly. Your nutrient needs can shift from year to year, especially if you start new medications, change activity levels, or face new health challenges. A yearly check-in keeps your plan safe, effective, and personalized, helping you stay steady on your feet for years to come. Why this matters? Guessing is a gamble. Testing and professional guidance eliminate unnecessary risks and fine-tune your plan for maximum benefit. What if your next step to strong legs had nothing to do with exotic supplements or complicated diets? What if it was about doing less of what drains you and more of what naturally supports your body's built-in strength? Sometimes the path to better mobility is less about chasing the perfect pill and more about steady, everyday habits that remove obstacles from your body's way. If you've ever gulped down extra vitamins thinking they'd keep you strong, now's the time to pause and revise your plan. After 60, more isn't always better, especially with vitamins A and D. When paired with certain foods that promote inflammation or overload your system, the damage can build quietly for years. The result? Heavier legs, slower recovery, stiffer joints, and an increased risk of falls. These aren't just signs of normal aging, they're signs your body is sending a message. Something needs to change. That change starts with awareness. Check your dosages. Eat for muscle repair and stability. Remove the foods that make your legs feel worse. Stay active, hydrated, and balanced. It's tempting to look for a single cause of leg weakness: low protein, too much vitamin A, not enough exercise. But in reality, it's often a combination of factors, with diet playing a central role. The transition into your 60s and beyond is not just about aging gracefully, it's about adapting deliberately. Every food choice either supports your mobility or slowly undermines it, and every year after 60, the margin for error narrows. That's not meant to be alarming, it's empowering, because small, consistent changes now can prevent larger mobility challenges later. If you've been eating with healthy intentions but still notice heavier legs, more fatigue, or slower recovery, it's worth looking beyond just the vitamins you take. Your overall dietary pattern, the frequency, the portions, the nutrient balance can either work with your body's changes or against them. Your legs carry you through life. Don't let hidden habits slow you down. If you're ready for more science-backed tips to keep them strong and pain-free, tap subscribe and hit a like.